All right, let's try this one more time. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna set this link out again, this new link, and hopefully that works. Uh, Feel free to send it to your peoples as well, since we seem to be having issues tonight. Okay. A lot of problems here today. Yo, what's up, Dave? You can hear me now? Dave says yes. All right. Oh, look at Dave with a little logo there. What's that even mean? Okay, we gotta find out. Dave got a little crown next to his name. You know what I'm saying? What's that mean right there? I gotta do my YouTube research. Big Dave, you know what I'm saying? They threw the crown on Dave. Dave got the crown on. Let me find out. I'm just sending people this new link. We're gonna get to it in just a minute. Who all here? Who all here? Say what's up. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come on now. It's gonna be a communicative pod today. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Just sending out the link. We're gonna get directly to it as soon as I'm done sending out this link. I promise you, no time wasted today. Keyblade 321. What up? Josh, your Dash. I see you said hey. I responded, but I do not see anything else. Dave says Dash, what's goody? All right. Just sending out this new link. We're going to get right to it. This is the third attempt at going live. Dash was originally in the live and it didn't work out. YouTube is not on our side today. So I'm flying solo, but y'all are going to ride with me in the chat. We're going to make it happen. Just sending out this new link because this is the third attempt at going live. Once I'm done sending it out, we're going to get right into it. We're wasting zero time. Zip zero, stingy with De Niro. So don't you worry. You're going to get exactly what you came for. We're going to talk about Jane. We're going to talk about the verdict. Tang. Because we ain't spoke up here in a minute. All right. Don't worry. There you go. Dash says hi, everyone. Man, already sweating. We ain't even start potting yet. The life of a potter. Turn off all your stuff, sit in the quiet, and sweat. That's it. Doo doo doo. Dash says, hey, Dave. Woo-wee. All right. Dash says, hi, bro. Hi. All right. I think we pretty much done here. Let's get to it. Boom. All right. Doo 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 doo. All right. I think we're good. Dash said, I really tried to join. I even put on a little lipstick. LOL. Yeah, Dash was in there, but it just wasn't working. I don't know what happened today. YouTube was not on our side. YouTube was not on our side. We tried to do the live thing together, and they hated on us. They said, nah, you gonna respond today. Drake style. Oh man, I wish we had time to speak about Drake's fake abs. I really do. Man, I wish we had time to speak about it, but you got way too much to talk about with this Diddy trial. So we're gonna get right to it. All right. And let's get started. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Weeknights Live. I am JD, aka He Who Pods. Glasses on today. So also rear view mirror. You see the ring light all in my glasses. Man, why won't that guy get better lights? Ring light vibes. Let's go. All right. So a couple weeks ago, we were up here talking about P. Diddy, P. Papa Diddy Pop, Puffy, Love, the Diddler. We had a lengthy pod talking about P. Diddy. Well, folks, once again, we're here to talk about P. Diddy. Now, in case you're just joining, Dash was on the live, but YouTube hated on us. So Dash is here on the chat, and I'm here with y'all. Now, when we last left, it was only 2 weeks into the trial. This is like 8 weeks now of trial, and it's over. So let's get right to the verdict, and then we can circle back to other things and people if y'all like. All right. Let me just pull up this verdict, and then there's also some stuff that went on with his bail. We will discuss that as well. All right. Just pull it up. Boom, 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 boom. Got it. All right. So what happened was today the verdict is in. Racketeering / RICO, not guilty. Sex trafficking, not guilty on both counts. Neither count was he guilty. All right. And transportation for workers, I can't say the word because of YouTube rules, but for ex-workers, guilty on both counts. And that was the 35th day of the Diddy trial. It's all over, ladies and gentlemen. The Diddy trial is over. It was crazy. I don't know if y'all were keeping up with the day-to-day goings-ons of the Diddy trial. I tried my best to stay tapped in with what was going on the Diddy trial, and man, it was over. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know how a jury of 12 people said that this man was not guilty of the RICO charges because it was proven multiple times. I even was up here saying there were facts. The last time we did the pod, I read off a bunch of facts, and part of that was that RICO was proven because it was. But a jury of 12 said otherwise. And so that's where we at today. Um, and Jane, man, I think one of the biggest missteps was Jane. I think the prosecution went up there and they called on a lot of witnesses to paint a very specific picture of a nasty man, not nasty in the bedroom, but a man who's not a nice guy, a man who mishandles people in more than one way. And I think that they accomplished. But I think that they made some missteps. I think dropping the arson charge and things like that was bad. There was some talk that it was more hearsay than factual evidence. And so the prosecution dropped it. But then if you didn't feel you were strong enough with that, I don't know why you would keep that from the beginning. If you felt we didn't have a good case on this part from the beginning, then you shouldn't have had it in there from the beginning. Let me just get a swig of water. Uh, Dash says, well, you only need one juror to doubt it. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? Like, if they felt the arson stuff, for example, doesn't necessarily mean they all agreed. Well, they came back with a unanimous verdict, no? So a unanimous verdict is what I understood. And so, I mean, I just think the prosecution made a lot of missteps. I think calling Jane up to the witness stand was a misstep. What the hell ever happened to victim number 3? It wasn't publicized that Diddy had co-conspirators. For example, KK and D-Rock were also part of this, and they were not called up to the stand because they were his co-defendants. But that's not knowledge that was made very public. And so a lot of people thought that Diddy was the only one on trial, but actually Diddy had co-defendants. KK and D-Rock were his co-defendants. And so they didn't even make that public. I think that the prosecution made a lot of missteps here along the way. Jane destroyed the prosecution. Jane really fumbled, both in life and in this trial. I mean, yo, what up, Chris? Chris too has a crown on his name. What do these crowns mean? We got to find out what these crowns mean. This is crazy. Um, yeah, I think going back to what I was saying, I think that Jane was really bad for the prosecution. She did an abysmal job on the witness stand. And then the motherfucker came off the witness stand and hugged the prosecution's lawyer, and then went to the defense and hugged that lawyer too. What in the world are we doing? I mean, this is crazy. And I mean, you had to know Jane was not going to go up there and give the best testimony. Diddy is paying for the lawyers, her house, everything. I don't understand. And Jane is allegedly 50 Cent's baby mom's. That's what you do? That's crazy too. That is crazy too. You really love the lifestyle, lady, because goddamn, 50 Cent, Diddy, then you went to the freak off in Vegas with Kanye and his wife. Wow. Wow. And this is who y'all put on the witness stand. This is a bad job putting her on the witness stand. I'm curious to think, what do y'all think of this verdict? Those of you who are here, I would love to know what you think of the verdict. Please put it in the chat. Excuse my loud neighbors driving by. Yeah, what do y'all think about this? I know I'm gonna keep talking about what I think about the trial, but I want to know what y'all think. You know, I'm ready to argue. I'm ready to talk. What do y'all think about this verdict? The only thing he was found guilty of is, moving people who do X work across state lines. Do y'all agree with this? Also, I should let y'all know I'm a little all over the place. Sorry. I should let y'all know that he was denied bail. I got an article here from the New York Post that Dash sent me, and I'll read that to y'all in a second. Let me just pull that up. I have it. I have it here. Uh, Dash says Kim Fox said it's possible the prosecution didn't know Jane would hurt their case. She might have spoken one way in prep and another on the witness stand. That's interesting. Definitely possible. But man, I just feel like Jane really fucked up this case for the prosecution. I know they called mad witnesses to the stand, something like 32 witnesses, but they really fucked up having Jane up there. Um, Let me see what's going on here. Dave says, I think they wanted to set an example with him. They didn't have everything lined up correctly. State's Attorney Kim Fox. Okay, I got you. Um, yeah, I think they proved a lot of things um by the letter of the law. And I don't think the jurors really understood what those laws were based on the 800 notes they sent to the judge just yesterday at the time of recording this. They sent mad notes to the judge. Matter of fact, do y'all know about the notes? Let me tell y'all about the notes if y'all don't know. Um, Let me see if I can pull up the notes. Do y'all know about the notes? Tell me if y'all know about these notes. These notes were crazy. Um, the jury asked the judge to clarify if a person asks for controlled substances and another person gives it to the requester, is the person who hands over the substances considered to be distributing them? The answer is yes. That is the answer. Yes. Okay. The judge says yes. And the defense response, which redirected the jury to see the initial instructions. Oh, the judge rejected the Fed's answer, which was yes. Sorry. The judge, they said, go back to the original instructions. Uh, the judge responded, distribution means actual constructive or attempted transfer. To distribute simply means to deliver, to pass over, or to hand something to another person, or to cause it to be delivered, passed on, or handed over to another person. Distribution does not require a sale. Diddy distributed drugs based on that definition. I don't think they really understood these definitions. I think they were overwhelmed and probably tired of just going to court for 8 weeks. Because how could they not understand that he was distributing? That, like I said last time we were on this live, Diddy was crossing state lines and country lines. He flew to other countries with the pouch of drugs that he gave to other people. And we have witness testimony that says drugs from that pouch were given to multiple people in Jamaica. That's a whole nother country. That is proven in the testimonies. Another note, around noon, the jury had another question. They said another note asking for transcripts of Cassie's testimony regarding the Intercontinental Hotel incident, Cassie's testimony concerning the events at Cannes and those that immediately followed, Cassie's testimony, if any, regarding interaction / freak offs with Daniel Phillip, Daniel's testimony regarding the Essex Hotel incident with Ventura. Um, mm, 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 mm. What else? What else? Around 4 p.m., the jury sent another note. They had reached a verdict on 4 of the 5 counts against Diddy. They were unable to reach a verdict on RICO at that time, which is the most serious charge and carries the heaviest penalty. We now know that didn't work out. The jury at that time said, I see you, Dash. Let me just finish reading this. The jury at that time said there were members with unpersuadable opinions on both sides. This is what they chose to judge. The New York Times notes that within minutes of the notes being given, Diddy was not happy. I'm not going to read everything they said. Let me see what else happened here. Just a lot of notes. There was more notes. The jury seemed very confused. I don't understand. I really don't. But let me just read this next piece to y'all, and then we could dive in. I see some of y'all are commenting. Um, so then the judge got upset. The judge called everybody in, and the judge wanted to speak to the jury. He said, enough is enough. The judge reiterated that a portion of the instructions previously given to the jury, quote, no jury should surrender his or her conscientious beliefs for the purpose of returning a unanimous verdict. And the jury sent another note saying that they were done for the day and they would come back at 9 a.m. Wednesday today. Let's see what y'all got in the comments. Dash says in his Louis bag, they said it went wherever he went. Right. That Louis bag went to Jamaica. It went to multiple states. That's federal. That's a crime. That's a RICO. And then he gave out drugs to multiple people. We heard witnesses from the sex workers, from Cassie, from Jane, from assistants, from multiple people that he distributed those drugs to multiple people. I don't understand. Josh says, I don't agree with the not guilty verdict, but maybe the jury understood the trafficking versus the prosti as exploitation being a key thing to hear. The definition of that word involves exploitation. Ex-worker isn't defined as exploitation, so it's possible they looked at it as everyone involved knew what they were doing. I don't know though. Yeah, I don't know though either, Josh, because first of all, hiring people is illegal of that field. And once you illegally hire them and move them across state lines, that is illegal too. That is the T word that I can't keep saying because YouTube has these rules. You know, the moving of one place to another, you can't do that when you hire these people. So I just like, man, and then you get to like the emails from bad boy accounts to Cassie's mom and them sending the money back. There were just so many things that happened here. I don't know how they didn't understand this. I don't know how we got not guilty verdicts. I'm not saying I wanted the man to go to jail or go to jail for life or any of those things. I mean, I do think that he should be in jail. Let me be honest here. But just going based on the things that we were presented and the laws that we were explained, I don't understand what they didn't understand. It was clear to me that based on everything legally, not our opinion of whether everybody does it or not, we could get to that, but just based on the letter of the law, he was guilty on these things. I don't understand how we got 12 people to say, nah, it's all good. Was there payment involved? Was this payback? Some people feel, I've already heard this before this even happened, that, hey, man, they lock us up all the time. We got to let one of our own go. Fight the power, Black power. That's what people were saying on podcasts already. That's what I hear some people saying in the streets. Like, yo, everybody does this. It's no big deal. Let him go. If this was a DV case, yes. But since it's not, he should be free. Dash says, that seems so, Josh. A legal analyst on the news said something similar about the T word as it pertains to the jurors. Dave says, LOL. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. Your man, Kanye is somewhere celebrating and working on new music. I'm probably going to get a Diddy and a Diddy and Kanye collab real soon. Let me just read this real quick. This bail situation, and then I'll jump back in the pod with y'all, the chat with y'all. This from the New York Post. It says Diddy denied bail after being found guilty of, y'all already know, hiring workers. He will remain behind bars until sentencing. It says Sean Diddy Combs was denied bail and will remain in the jail until his sentencing, the judge ruled. It says the hip hop mogul's eyes opened wide and his mouth went to a pout as the judge read his decision. The judge said bail is required after someone convicted of these charges and focused on the fact that Bad Boy Records founder posed a danger if released. The judge noting the violence unleashed on his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. The judge noted that Combs' own team admitted to the DV claims, but said, quote, confession was unnecessary because defendant's violence was starkly depicted in the 2016 video at the Intercontinental Hotel. For present purposes, the defendant is unable to meet his burden, the judge said. The judge said the defense didn't prove that there was a lack of danger, that there wasn't a lack of danger to any person or the community given the evidence committed at trial. Under these circumstances, it is impossible for the defendant to show he poses no danger to any person, the judge added. Woo! My man was trying to be free right now. You know what I'm saying? He said, hey, yo, I got this money. I got money. Let me go. Let me go, baby. Listen, just let me out. Let me go. You know what I'm saying? I got freak offs. I mean, things to do. I got things to do. Let me go. Let me go. Dave says, Diddy got some new employees. Oh, yeah, definitely. He definitely about to have some new employees. That is for shizzle, my nizzle. Dash says, but if I'm understanding correctly, if they couldn't find him guilty on RICO, it will be difficult to then find him guilty of the T word. Yes, LOL. I'm sure he has a new crew lined up, SMH. Dash says, and Ray J too. Ray J somewhere doing a little dance. You know it. Oh, did y'all see that people were saying Ray J was one stop? That's crazy. The guy who was referenced all throughout the trial as the guy who would come anywhere in the world and deliver the goods to Diddy or his staff, because we know now, based on multiple testimonies, that Diddy would have people go get the drugs from One Stop. Hey, go meet One Stop. One Stop will meet you. Yada, 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 yada. David says that's effed up. David says he was not on trial for violence, so not letting him out because of that was BS. But the problem is the thing with bail. I understand what you're saying, Dave. I don't even fully disagree. The problem is when it comes to bail, if you are a flight risk or you pose a risk to your community, then they can keep you. And so the judge is keeping them. They are exercising their right as the judge to do so. And that's one of the tricky things about the law. The law often states that certain things are up to the judge and are at the judge's discretion. Dave says he should have been able to go free. Oh, you mean like bail, right? Like because he's on. But I'll be honest, I don't ever see someone get convicted of something and then go on bail until sentencing happens. I don't think I've seen that before. I don't think that's the norm. Dash says allegedly, all caps. What's that about? One Stop or about what David said? Whew. Dave says, but he don't, based on what they saying he is. Nigga, we all saw the video. He beat the shit out of Cassie. What are you talking about? He does pose a threat to his community. What do you mean? We also know, based on testimony, there's another reason why I don't know how RICO didn't happen. We know based on multiple testimonies that this nigga paid for the video. Bribery. I don't understand. Dash says he's still guilty of transportation. Right, exactly. And so that means he could, take somebody today and go with them to Vegas or something. Meet Kanye at the Continental and have a fly suite, rent out the whole floor, and have a bunch of people there. Maybe someone peeing on Jane. Who knows? Because this shit is crazy. It's crazy. Now, Dash says, "Yup, judge is allowed to decide how that goes. They were allowed to make the case on both sides." Dave says, nope, not what he's in court for. It's not supposed to make a difference. But it's up to the judge, Dave. It ain't up to us. It ain't up to us. It's the rules are there based on the law, and the judge is allowed to make a decision. That's it. I ain't even arguing it. I don't think he should be allowed out on bail either. Because I mean, why would you want Diddy on the streets sooner? That's the real question. Why would you want Diddy on the streets sooner? That's what I don't know. Dash said yes, allegedly was about one stop. Dave says you're only supposed to judge him based on his charges. Right. Charges. Exactly the point. One of the things he's charged for is doing bad things to people. I can't say the words on YouTube, but listen, based on the listen. Let him sit up, man. Let him sit up. Exactly. Thank you, Dash. Dash says sure, but he's still guilty on 2 counts. Exactly. Listen, Dave, if they said not guilty on all charges, then whether we like it or not, y'all gotta let the man walk out. But because there are 2 charges that he was found guilty of, then they could do whatever they want to do. The judge can do whatever the judge wants to do. That's it. Whether you like it or not, that's it. Right. That's what I just said. You see, Dash, we be here. You know what I'm saying? Right here. Dash said it wasn't a straight not guilty verdict. Right. If it was not guilty all across the board, then that's a different conversation. Dash says so walking free isn't that simple. Right. Well said, Dash. Fully agree on that. Listen, it's been crazy. I don't know what happens next. Now, I could see this judge doing one of 2 things. Either A, the judge is going to give him the harshest penalty possible, my opinion, for the transportation charges, as Dash put it. And I could see that, A, the judge might feel like y'all in the jury messed up. So I am going to exercise my right as the judge to give the maximum sentence on both charges. I can see that as one thing the judge does. I can also see another thing where the judge says, hey, thanks for putting that money in my bank account. Hey, time served. That's the minimum sentence, or like house arrest to finish your sentence. I could see those one of 2 things happening here with the judge, because the judge is who's in charge of sentencing. I could totally see one extreme or the other. I don't think we get anything in the middle. I think either the judge goes extreme or says, all right, man, go home with an ankle monitor. Live your life. Don't hit nobody, okay? Portate bien. Be good. Uh, Josh says, I can already see people going with the narrative like it's a complete not guilty verdict. Oh, yes, Josh. Totally agree. From the moment it was announced on the news yesterday that the jury was good, decided on everything except the RICO. People were already saying yesterday, like, oh, yeah, so it's a wrap. Diddy's going free. Diddy's not guilty. They just going to try to trip him up with some bullshit. I totally agree with you, Josh. Yeah, that is already being said. But the thing is that people are stupid. People are stupid, and they just cling on to whatever narrative they want. Today, people are not interested in finding the facts. And so if you're not interested in finding the facts, then you're just going to say whatever. People do it all the time with whoever. They do it with Trump. They do it with Diddy. They do it with whoever. Dave said, yes, they're doing based on what the public want. So they're going to try and hang him. That's an option. It's an option. I mean, the judge, I could see the judge feeling like this was BS and I'm going to give the maximum sentence. But I also could see the judge just being like, all right, man, this was bullshit. Y'all wasted my time. Hey, man, go. They're going to let you do whatever you want anyway. So go sit in the house with an ankle monitor for a couple of months. Josh. All right, Josh. Josh says, how could Rock Nation keep getting away with this? He was about to buy NBC, though. Right. Yo, Josh knows. Josh knows how the internet talks. Damn right, Josh. Damn right. Yes, exactly that. Exactly that. They up there saying nonsense. Oh man, yep. They definitely gonna blame Rock Nation. They definitely gonna say he was trying to be by NBC or Marvel or who knows. They gonna say he was trying to make some big fly move, and this is how they took the black man down. Oh man, Dash says, "Oh dear." Yeah, yeah. Oh dear. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy, and once the sentencing happens, the circus really starts. That's when it really starts because once sentencing happens, whether it goes one way or another way, that's when people are really gonna start publicly just going ape shit. That's my opinion. I mean, what do y'all think happens after sentencing? What do y'all think the sentencing is gonna look like? Y'all think it's gonna be light? Dave says he thinks they're gonna throw the book at Diddy. What do y'all think? Um, I also saw people saying it was gonna be a mistrial, but they ain't even need to go that route because the jury of 12 said, "Thanks for the money, honey." Dash says we got to stop going so hard for people who are obviously doing heinous shit. Well said, Dash. You know, there's also another conversation. Sorry, your boy's sweating. There's also another conversation here about what everyone does versus what is the law. Because I see a lot of people online saying, hey, man, listen, this is how the industry works. All the rich people do this. All the people in the industry do this. And y'all not in the industry, so y'all don't know. That's what it is. I received that. Perhaps everyone in the industry has freak offs. Perhaps everyone in the industry hires ex workers. Perhaps everyone in the industry does illegal things. Hey, no problem. Maybe all of the rich people just do whatever the hell they want. I'm with y'all. I'm not even saying that that's wrong. I believe some of that stuff. I believe there are plenty of people of power who do all types of wild, crazy shit. I believe that. But that was not the question. The question was, were laws broken? Listen, as a New Yorker, we break the law every day when we jaywalk. We in New York jaywalk multiple times a day. All of us, we just be like, all right, no cars, let's go. All right, none's coming, come on. You be with 5 kids, family, tourists from out of town, it don't matter. Hey, come on, y'all. Hey, hurry up. Come on. I seen people jaywalk when I worked with kids. We would just take the whole squad across the street in the middle. We wasn't even at the crosswalk. Just like, all right, come on, none's coming. Come on, kids, hurry up. Hurry up, kids. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, hurry up. Don't come on, come on. None's coming. Come on, Jacob. Jacob. Come on, Jacob. Let's go. We was breaking the law every time, all of us. That's a norm in New York. And in New York, finally, they made jaywalking no longer a law. But in many states, we still do this when we go and visit. It's illegal in those states too. We all do it, but it doesn't mean it's not illegal, is my point. So, yes, maybe y'all have bowls of cocaine at the party just sitting in the entranceway, just huge mixing bowls for people to partake. And maybe y'all have another person just walking around giving out party favors, just little packets of drugs. Hey, would you like some of this? No? Okay, would you like some of this? No? Okay, we've got some special stuff in here. You want to try some of these? Maybe that's the norm, but it's illegal. That's fine. And people keep saying like, "Oh, but this is what happens in the industry." It doesn't mean it's not illegal. And I think that's a conversation that our community needs to have and realize that yeah, we all do plenty of shit. A lot of us was smoking weed for years and it was illegal. Illegal. It wasn't legal. We were still doing it all the time. Roll that shit, light that shit, smoke it. But it's illegal at that time. Let's go to the chat. I can't even read out loud what David just said because I'm taken aback. Dave is wildin'. I hope that was a joke. I'm gonna read it out loud. This is what David said, not me. Okay? David says, Hopefully, him and R. Kelly can team up and come out with some classics. Wow. Wow, Dave. Wow. I hope that was a joke. Because I ain't see a LOL. That's wild. The Dash says we gotta stop going. Oh, I read that already. Already. The Dash says we all know better. Okay. Dash says, sorry guys, I'm over it. You can absolutely not be found guilty for something you actually did. Don't make it any less effed up. Oh yeah, come on. I mean, someone told me earlier today that listen, every 30 years they gonna give us one. 30 years ago was OJ, today is Diddy. That's what somebody told me earlier through text message. They said, listen, they gave us OJ 30 years ago. Now they gave us Diddy. But I guess the question is, do we want Diddy? Did we want Diddy to be free? It's so just weird and confusing to me. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I really don't know. Um, I mean, if y'all got questions, I'll sit here and answer. But I'm really baffled about how this went down. Like, I could see a lot of things coming out of this. I could see a movie coming out about this. I could see books coming out about this. I think this is not going to be over for a long time, regardless of how sentencing goes. Um, I think that Diddy really got away with one, and I also feel like people was out there saying wild shit about Diddy. Some people, and some people might have to pack up and move. And then there was a lot. It was some people out there saying if Diddy's found guilty, I'm leaving the country. I hope you pack your bags. I don't know the lady's name, but there was this one lady. I think she's from Danity Kane. She came out recently, a couple days ago, and was like, "Well, if Diddy's found not guilty, I'ma pack up and leave the country." Baby, I hope you started packing because that man may be out very soon. So I hope you started. Oh, okay, Dash. I got you. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what you got. Oh, that didn't come through in the chat, Dash. Thank you for the text. I can't repeat half of this out loud, but Dash says niggas out here forcing themselves upon people slash R wording them, beating and whatnot, and we still find grace. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. I don't understand how this is happening either. Oh, somebody sent me a lot of texts and uh oh, I guess the chat feature is not working for somebody else too. Okay, Kim, I don't know if you're still here, but I see your messages. Kim says, of course, the jury was confused. The judge's instructions were 62 pages long. The jugs were gifts and gratuities. There was no line connecting Diddy to all of the events. That's not true. That's not true at all. We have multiple testimonies that Diddy was there, that Diddy gave people drugs, that Diddy told Cassie, here, give this to Paul. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. Cassie booked and paid for ex-workers, and Puffy paid for snacks and refreshments under his instructions. So did KK and other people. So that's not true either. We had multiple testimonies that said the assistants were instructed to do things, Cassie was instructed to do things, etc. Did he agree to give up his passport and let the feds hold his plane? That ain't got shit to do with shit, and we know that already. Trump is already considering a pardon. Not true. We spoke about that too. The last time I was up here, that's not the case. No one said considering. He did not answer when asked directly. Diddy is a first-time offender. There's no minimum sentence for the Mann Act. Okay, that part is true. That part is true. He is a first-time offender. The judge is brown like us. Every time anyone claims that they want to buy NBC, they are immediately in trouble with the law. Yes, that's why Josh said that, because that's the narrative, and it's usually not true. What I don't think people understand is how much these things cost. Buying NBC does not cost $5. It does not cost $500. It does not cost $500 million. NBC is a huge organization with subsidiary companies. They also have a board of directors. They don't just have JD, the king of NBC, say, okay, Diddy, okay, Bill Cosby, okay, Michael Jackson, you can have the company for $5. That's not how it works. Let's just do a quick Google search. How much is NBC company worth? Just a quick Google search. Let's just see what comes up for shits and giggles. Ah, this says NBC Universal's current valuation is at 167.10 billion. I'm gonna read it again. NBC Universal's current valuation is 167.10 billion. What are we talking about? Like, honestly, I don't understand why people just fall for any old shit that people say. Nobody's buying NBC. Like, why do y'all just believe the nonsense? Like, these companies are huge companies. I'm trying to find another source that says it just in case. But like, yo, dog, nobody's buying NBC. Not Bill Cosby, not Diddy, not the two of them together. It doesn't make any sense that y'all be saying this. Look at this right here. NBC Universal scores big with 2024 slate grossing $3.76 billion. That's just last year. Last year, NBC Universal made $3.76 billion. Yo, they not buying it. Y'all hear that someone is a billionaire and completely lose all sense of logic. Oh, well, Michael Jackson was a billionaire. He was just going to buy all of these things. Michael Jackson owned the Beatles publishing, so that means he could buy Marvel. Yo, fam, like, I understand, but y'all gotta relax. It sounds good, but when you put the logic to it, it don't sound so good. When you pull up the figures and the charts, it don't sound so good. The shit don't even sound possible. I see y'all. I'll be right with y'all. I just want to get my shit off. Niggas is not buying NBC. It's not happening. If the shit is worth way, 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 way more than you're worth, it's not happening. Diddy alone was not going to buy NBC. Bill Cosby alone was not going to buy NBC. Michael Jackson alone was not going to buy Marvel. Like, yo, y'all got to chill. I know niggas got money and a name that we all know, everybody. But that does not mean that niggas is just going to go buy the company. Like, it's a thing that people say. All right, let's see what happened here in the chat. David says, hopefully he is sentenced fairly. Again, not saying he's a good guy, just saying don't hang him for a pat, just for a pat on the back. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that because I don't think Diddy should be free, and I don't think Diddy should be not guilty of RICO. But it's not up to me. It's up to the judge. So what the judge does, the judge does. Dash says prosecution also consolidated the charges before it went to the jury to make it easier for them. Yes, they did. And I think that was a grave mistake. That was a grave mistake, which is why you have a jury deliberating for 24 hours. Like, I know they were sick and tired of this trial and wanted to get out of there, but we still have a job to do as a jury. Dash says 133 billion, even higher than what I found. We did look it up, Josh. Josh says, all right, my cousin's got that shit bumping. All right. Josh said, you hating. Look that up. We did. Dash says the market cap as of this month is 133 billion. Josh said the lie is more entertaining. Yeah, like, dog, I feel y'all. It sounds good. It sounds good, especially when you throw in the conspiracy theory of it all. Listen, I love a good conspiracy theory. I love them, but they still got to have some logic to them, right? Like, if you're going to tell me somebody shot me through the window right now because I was talking about the great, powerful Diddy. All right, cool. But then have a good story after that. Make sense after that. Don't tell me that the nigga shot me from Brooklyn with an alien gun that was found at Area 51 that nobody never heard of. Come on, man. Y'all got to have some kind of logic to these theories. 133 billion. Ain't nobody buying that. Come on now. Type of shit is that? Diddy's buying NBC. Cosby's buying. No, no, no. 133 billion. You know anybody with 133 billion? I can only think of one name that comes to mind. And I ain't even gonna say it out loud. Dash says you only need 1 billion to be a billionaire. That's true. That's true. And I would like to remind people, before Diddy got locked up, Forbes had him valued at 400 million. I think it was 450 they had him at. He was not valued at $1 billion at that time. He was valued at 400 million. So also, I don't know. I don't have 400 million. Far from it. I do not have 400 million. But what I do know is that 400 million is not enough to buy NBC. Thank you, Dash. Dash says you missed Kim's comment. Kim says this wasn't the first time I heard about R. Kelly and Diddy making hits. They made hits before. They got some classics. You know what I'm saying? Go look up Satisfy You. Satisfy You was a classic, baby. But it's over now. It's not happening now. Dash said the lie gets the people going. It's provocative. Yeah, it's provocative. It's bullshit. Buying no damn NBC with 400 million. Come on, man. Listen. It's over. I don't know what happens next. I know I'm sweating profusely. I don't know what happens next. I don't know if Diddy's gonna come out. I'm curious to see what happens if he does get out. Does he come out and say he's sexually fluid because he likes male semen rubbed all over his chest? Does he come out and say, I've been queer this whole time and now I finally feel safe enough to say it out loud? Does he come out and just go back to basics? Do you think the industry lets him do that? Do you think Diddy's enemies, the people who testified against him and tried to help the prosecution take him down, do you think that they get the fuck out of the United States out of fear? Do you think that Diddy is able to go back into the music industry, the entertainment industry like before? I don't think so. I think if he does, it's going to be harder this time based on public perception. Oh, Kim, welcome to the chat. Kim says when Cosby said he had 250 billion, Cosby did not have 250 billion. Come on, man. Listen, Kim. We're going to look it up right now. Cosby did not have 250 billion. How much was Cosby worth? BT says Bill Cosby's net worth is 450 million. Immediately came up. Google says at the peak of his career, Bill Cosby's net worth was 400 million. However, recent reports indicate his fortune has been significantly impacted by legal fees and lawsuits leading to financial difficulties. 400 million, 450 million, not 250 billion. Like y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta chill. CelebrityNetWorth.com says Bill Cosby net worth 200 million. I don't know if y'all can see it. Right there, bam. Bill Cosby net worth 200 million. Listen. I love y'all, but y'all gotta chill. Hot New Hip Hop says by the time 2024 approached, his career trajectory was reflected in a net worth of 400 million, as indicated by Wealthy Gorilla. 400 million. Cosby was not worth billions and definitely not 250 billion. Y'all, you listen. We all have the phone living in our hands. Let's just look it up. It's real easy to look it up. In fact, here's another article, January 12th this year. This is from Yahoo Finance. It says Bill Cosby is facing foreclosure on 2 NYC homes, a sign of the disgraced comic's financial decline. I don't think if he was worth 250 billion, that would be happening. Relax, y'all. Nah, not 250 billion. I mean, y'all just be throwing out astronomical numbers like the shit is regular. Y'all gotta chill. You just look up who is the wealthiest person in the world today? And I gotta get out of here. Elon Musk, as of July 1st, 2025, is the wealthiest person in the world with a net worth of 406.5 billion, according to Forbes. He surpassed Bernard Arnault of France in May 2024 to claim the top spot. Y'all just be putting anybody's name, y'all just be putting any number on anybody who's wealthy. Stop, please. Kim said, well, maybe we will say Clive Davis turned help. Stop. Listen, it wasn't happening. David says, I think reality T is next. I can't talk. David says, I think reality TV is next for Diddy. I think he will go crazy on that. That's possible. That might be one way to do it. He might start the Diddy network and have like crazy wild reality TV and also the Freak Off channel. Let's be honest. People have heard a lot and they're curious. You might start the Freak Off channel and battle Pornhub. You feel what I'm saying? Live freak offs for a fee. Kim says Cosby had access to that amount. This happened 10, 12 years ago before trouble discovered him. Well, I already dispelled that. We already busted that myth. Dash says, I don't know what will happen, honestly. The entertainment industry and the greater public are both fickle. They could hate him one day and love him the next. People were already outside the courthouse celebrating with baby. Yo, niggas was celebrating with baby oil. Now that's the business. Hold on. Jokes aside, if I'm Diddy, the day I come out, I'm launching a lube company and a baby oil company. Straight up. Diddy's Oils and Lubes. Diddy's Oil and Lubes. I might even sell a pouch because y'all heard about this little pouch going all over the world. I might even come out and sell a pouch on day one. You don't even gotta name it nothing, just the pouch. Like, you know how they got the tote bag? I will put the pouch right on the pouch. The pouch. That's it. Oh man. Does he still own Revolt TV? I'm not sure. I know he stepped down as president or whatever his role was. I do not know his ownership role today, Kim, but that is a good question. Dash says he stepped away from Revolt when the Cathy lawsuit started to unravel. Right. Yeah, he stepped away, but we don't know. I don't know what his ownership role is today. I don't know if Diddy still has any ownership in Revolt. Well, we here. Let's look it up before we get up out of here because I gotta go. I gotta get ready for work. But let's just look up. Does Diddy still own Revolt? I know, Alarm. I know. Don't worry. I know. It's time. I'm aware. Don't worry. According to Google, it says no. Sean Diddy Combs no longer owns Revolt. In June 2024, it was reported. It was reported that he sold his majority stake in the media company he founded. Revolt is now primarily owned by its employees. All right, there you go. That's what Google says. And Variety wrote an article about it, June 2024. It says Sean Diddy Combs sells majority stake in Revolt as employees become largest shareholder group of the media company. Revolt. Excuse me, Variety, right there. Bam. Can y'all see it? I don't know if y'all can see it. Variety. Variety. All right. Listen, it's time to go. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. This has been a wild one, very entertaining, and we'll see what happens next. I gotta go. I gotta go take a nice cold shower after sweating like this, and I gotta get my ass to work, pay my bills because Diddy's not paying my bills. You know, unfortunately, I don't have a billionaire paying my bills, so I gotta get ready for work. But everybody who's here, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Everybody who was in the chat, you know, debating, giving opinions, giving off the good laughs. I appreciate you. And, once again, sorry, we tried. Dash was here and the live just would not work. I don't know why. I'll try to find out more so we could go live next time, maybe. But, it didn't work out today. And Dash, thank you for being a trooper. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Hit it, Dash. Goddamn YouTube delay. Ugh. Oh, maybe Dash. Maybe it's medicine time at the recovery house. All right, folks. Y'all can head out. This live is over. We will see y'all tomorrow with a pre-recorded episode. Peace out. All right. 3, 2, 1. Adios.